All right, welcome back to another episode of Chip Theory. Today I'll be talking about a Mixolydian mode. Mixolydian mode is the fifth mode of our major scale. It's going to start on the fifth degree of our major scale. And here we have the chips laid out from F sharp here on the left. You can see our group of three blue chips. These are the black keys of the piano keyboard. We have the F sharp, that's going to be our keynote for our F sharp Mixolydian mode today. So we have a chromatic scale laid out across here. We have a group of two black notes over here. And of course we have E and F over here. So the first thing we want to realize when discussing our Mixolydian mode is the pattern for Mixolydian mode. And our Mixolydian mode pattern is simply the natural minor pattern reversed. So if we know our natural minor scale as whole, half, whole, half, whole, that's the ascending natural minor pattern, or the Aeolian pattern. We could simply say that same pattern going downwards to reach Mixolydian mode, because the two are inverse of each other. So the Mixolydian mode is going to be whole, half, half, whole. That's the same pattern of whole steps as the Aeolian mode descending. Okay, so if we know the natural minor, we know our Mixolydian. The second thing we want to realize about Mixolydian mode here for the F sharp is which key our Mixolydian mode is relative to, or which major key it will be derived from. So the way we're going to do that is we are going to count down 7 half steps here from F sharp, due to F sharp being the fifth of the major scale in which it's relative to. So we're going to count down here from F sharp 7 half steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And here we reach our B note. So B is going to be the relative major key that F sharp Mixolydian will be derived from. So since we know that there's 12 half steps in an entire octave from F sharp to F sharp, if we have 7 in this direction, we're going to have 5 half steps up from F sharp. And 5 half steps is a perfect fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to reach our B here, our relative major. So our B note, our relative major, is going to be on the 4th degree of our Mixolydian modes. And that goes for all Mixolydian modes. Your relative major is going to be on the 4th degree of your Mixolydian scale. So we could simply play a B major scale starting on the F sharp here to reach F sharp Mixolydian, or we can use the pattern of the Aeolian backwards, right? The Mixolydian pattern, a whole step, a half step, a whole step, and a half step. And then our final whole step would be here from E to F sharp to reach our Mixolydian mode. Let's remove the notes that are not in our Mixolydian scale here. So we use the pattern of whole, half, half, whole, ascending to reach our Mixolydian notes. If we again look at the pattern descending, we have whole, half, half, whole, which is of course the Aeolian pattern. However, the notes are going to be our Mixolydian notes, right? So we're left with the notes F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, here's our relative major note, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E natural. Now, something to note about this E natural note is that if we were to compare this Mixolydian scale to the major scale that it starts on, the F sharp major scale, we should know that our F sharp major scale has 6 sharps, including an E sharp. So again, the F sharp major scale would look like this with an E sharp. So what we have here in the Mixolydian mode is essentially the 7th degree of F sharp major flatted from E sharp to E natural. And again, our Mixolydian mode is known to be the flat 7 mode, or the dominant mode, where we have a flat 7 scale degree. So we've simply flatted our 7th degree for Mixolydian mode from E sharp to E natural. Again, you can see here the 5 sharps of the relative major, B major, which is on the 4th degree of our Mixolydian mode. And if we were to move our B major scale here, we have the B major scale in this position. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. And if we were to give our relative major scale degrees numbers, we could say B is 1, C sharp would be 2, D sharp is 3, E is 4, F sharp is 5, G sharp is 6, and A sharp is 7 from our B major scale, our relative major. So we're going to use our scale degrees based on the relative major, and we can remember those so that when we move back to our Mixolydian position here, where our 5th degree is at the beginning, we're simply left with the scale degrees 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, and 4 from our relative major of B, right? So again, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4. Now, understanding that, we can form our triads of the Mixolydian mode by using alternating scale tones here from its scale. And of course, our scale degrees are going to be the 5, 7, 2 of a relative major here on the first triad of Mixolydian. So 5, 7, 2 is going to be F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp, which is major. Our second triad here is going to be the 6, root 3 scale degrees, 6, root 3 of B, G sharp, B, and D sharp, which is minor. All right, our third one, the third position of Mixolydian is the 7, 2, 4 scale degrees, A sharp, C sharp, and E natural. Of course, 7, 2, 4 scale degrees are always diminished in major, meaning those are both minor third intervals. In this case, A sharp, C sharp, and E. Our 4th degree here, or the 4th position of Mixolydian, is our relative major, root 3 and 5 from itself, B, D sharp, and F sharp, which is major. Our 5th position chord here is a minor triad, 2, 4, and 6. Right, C sharp, E, and G sharp, C sharp minor. Again, your 5 chord of Mixolydian keys are always minor. The 6th position chord is going to be the 3, 5, and 7 notes, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp, which is also minor. And the last position here is 4, 6, and root. E, G sharp, and B. Of course, this was a flat 7 note. The flat 7 position here is a major triad. 4, 6 root. In this case, E, G sharp, and B. Those are going to be your triads. Of course, your qualities were a major, minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, and the flat 7 major. And using that same principle, we can form 7th chords by using alternating scale tones and adding the extension of a 4th note here. Of course, this is going to lead our first chord here of Mixolydian will be a dominant chord. It's going to be the 5, 7, 2, 4 scale degrees from B, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and E natural. Of course, this is dominant 7 because C sharp to E is a minor third atop an F sharp major triad. It's going to be a 4-3-3 spacing, 5-7-2-4. And between 7 and 2 scale degrees, you're going to have a 1+2 interval. And between 2 and 4, you're going to have a 2+1 interval. So from A sharp to C sharp, you have from A sharp to B is 1 half step, and from B to C sharp is 2 half steps. So that's a 1+2. And here from 2 to 4, you have the C sharp to D sharp is 2, and D sharp to E is 1. So that's a 2+1 interval here, right, for your scale. This is a dominant 7 chord in the first position of Mixolydian. The second position chord is the 6 root 3-5 minor 7 chord, G sharp, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Again, the 6 root 3-5 scale degrees are a minor 7 chord. It's a 3-4-3 spacing. It's going to have a 2+1 interval here and a 1+2 interval here. In this case, it's G sharp, B, D sharp, and F sharp, a G sharp minor 7. Our third chord was half diminished, 7-2-4-6. 7-2-4 was diminished, but from 4 to 6 is a major third here. So we're going to have A sharp, C sharp, E, and G sharp. And E to G sharp is a major third. So from 4 to 6 scale degrees of B, E to G sharp is a major thirds, giving this a 3-3-4 spacing. Again, these minor thirds have a 1+2 here and a 2+1 here. Again, this was your 7-2, just like this is 7-2 over here. This is also 7-2, and this is 2-4, just like this is 2-4. So 1+2 and 2+1 for your scale. A sharp half diminished chord. Again, these blue chips are the black keys on the piano. You can think of them that way and imagine the piano keys. All right. Here's your fourth position. This is the relative major, B major 7, root 3-5-7 of B, B, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. Root 3-5-7 has a 4-3-4 spacing and a 1+2 interval for its minor third. Here it's in the fourth position of our Mixolydian mode. All right, our fifth chord is minor 7, 2-4-6 root, scale degrees, C sharp, E, G sharp, and B. 2-4-6 root is a minor 7 chord. It's going to have 2+1s for its minor third intervals. You're on the 5th degree of F sharp, Mixolydian. It's going to be a C sharp minor 7. Here's the 6th chord, the 3-5-7-2 minor 7 chord, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. Again, 3-5-7-2 are the scale degrees based on the relative major. 3, 5, 7, and 2. D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. Again, this is also the same quality as this chord, the 5-position chord and the 2-position chord. Although this particular minor 7, the 3-5-7-2 scale degrees have 1+2s for their minor thirds. you have a 3 to 5 scale degree, you have a 1 plus 2 interval, and the 7 to 2 has a 1 plus 2 interval. It's helpful if you can remember those for your scale. Here's a flat 7 chord in the 7th position. We had a flat 7, 4, 6, root 3 of B major, a flat 7 in E, G sharp, B, and D sharp. A flat 7, E major 7. Again, this is the 4, 6, root 3 scale degrees. It's going to have a 2 plus 1 interval here between 6 and root. Those are going to be your chords of F sharp Mixolydian. Assuming our scale degrees don't change, I'm going to discuss the inversions of these chords. Again, we had a dominant 7 chord on the first position, a relative major here on the 4th, a minor chord for the 5th, and a flat 7 major 7. This is our half diminished chord on the 3, and the 2, the 5, and the 6 are all minor 7s. These 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so our first chord here, assuming our scale degrees don't change, we had an F sharp dominant 7, the 5, 7, 2, 4 dominant 7 chord. When we invert this, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and E natural, we're going to have a 3-3-2 inversion, 3-3-2 spacing for dominant 7s. Here starting on A sharp, C sharp, E, and F sharp. Our second inversion is going to be a 3-2-4 position, starting on C sharp, E, F sharp, and A sharp, to a 2-4-3 position, dominant 7, E, F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. Coming down to C sharp, A sharp, F sharp, and E. A sharp, F sharp, E, C sharp, F sharp, E, C sharp, A sharp, and E, C sharp, A sharp, F sharp. All right, our second chord, the 7th chord here, was G sharp minor 7, G sharp, B, D sharp, and F sharp. And when we invert it, we have a 4-3-2 spacing starting on B, B, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp, 4-3-2. Here's our 3-2-3 inversion, starting on D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and B, to a 2-3-4 position, starting on F sharp, G sharp, B, and D sharp. Coming down as D sharp, B, G sharp, F sharp, B, G sharp, F sharp, D sharp, G sharp, F sharp, D sharp, and B, and F sharp, D sharp, B, and G sharp. Our third chord was our half diminished chord, A sharp, C sharp, E natural, and G sharp. It's a 3-3-4 spacing. When we invert this, we have a 3-4-2 starting on C sharp, 3-4-2 starting on C sharp to E is 3, E to G sharp is 4, and G sharp to A sharp is 2. Our second inversion, half diminished chord, we have a 4-2-3 position starting on E, E, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, to our 2-3-3 position starting on G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and E. Coming down is E, C sharp, A sharp, G sharp, C sharp, A sharp, G sharp, E, A sharp, G sharp, E, C sharp, and G sharp, E, C sharp, A sharp, or A sharp half diminished. 4 chords are relative major, B, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp. It's a 4-3-4 spacing. When we invert it, we have a 3-4-1, starting on D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, B, to a 4-1-4, starting on F sharp, A sharp, B, and D sharp, to a 1-4-3, starting on A sharp, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Coming down is F sharp, D sharp, B, A sharp, D sharp, B, A sharp, F sharp, B, A sharp, F sharp, D sharp, and A sharp, F sharp, D sharp, and B, or a B major 7. The 5 chord of F sharp Mixolydian was C sharp minor 7, C sharp, E, G sharp, and B. A 3-4-3 spacing. When we invert this, we have a 4-3-2 spacing, starting on E, E, G sharp, B, C sharp, to a 3-2-3, G sharp, B, C sharp, E, to a 2-3-4, B, C sharp, E, G sharp. Coming down is G sharp, E, C sharp, B, E, C sharp, B, G sharp, C sharp, B, G sharp, E, and B, G sharp, E, C sharp. Our 6th position chord here was D sharp minor 7, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. When we invert it, we have a 4-3-2 position, starting on F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp, to our 3-2-3 position, starting on A sharp, C sharp, C sharp to D sharp, and D sharp to F sharp, to our 2-3-4 inversion, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. Coming down is A sharp, F sharp, D sharp, C sharp, F sharp, D sharp, C sharp, A sharp, D sharp, C sharp, A sharp, F sharp, and C sharp, A sharp, F sharp, and D sharp. And here's our flat 7, major 7, the E, G sharp, B, D sharp, a 4-3-4 spacing. Here we have a 3-4-1 starting on G sharp, B, D sharp, and E. Or a 4-1-4 starting on B, D sharp, E, G sharp. To our 1-4-3 starting on D sharp, E, G sharp, and B. Coming down is B, G sharp, E, D sharp, G sharp, E, D sharp, B, E, D sharp, B, G sharp, and D sharp, B, G sharp, and E. Again, those are going to be your chords of F sharp Mixolydian mode. You have an F sharp dominant 7, G sharp minor 7, A sharp half diminished, B major 7, C sharp minor 7, D sharp minor 7, and a flat 7, E major 7. And those are your chords of F sharp Mixolydian.